I better not have that on mute. Oh gosh, there he is. Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the Hangout.
It's Carissa and Cheryl because we figured when we saw there was a lot of people on the Hangout, we decided to join up together.
That's fine. That works. That works. Yeah, we end up with even more of them, so we've got 17 now, so there'll have to be some.
17? Wow. Oh gosh, there's somebody else.
Yeah. We'll end up with about 10 people that'll hang out, I guess, in participation that can chat or whatever and ask questions if they want, and then everybody else will just have to use the Hangouts extension and watch it as it's in action, just a couple of second delay. So it's pretty cool. It's an interesting tool to get used to, that's for sure.
Okie dokie. How many people can see us? How did they get these things?
I don't know, we need one though.
Oh gosh, what did I just do? What did I just do? Okay, where's the touch screen? Watch out, he's back. We got the game now. Did you win the game?
We did, and we got done at like 5:50, which was incredible. I've not had a game that has only gone an hour and 20 minutes all year, so this was like a perfect night for it to happen.
Yep.
And we won 3-2, and very quick game. Very quick game. I love those.
Good.
I had a chance to get something to eat before I started, which I was afraid I wasn't going to get to. Well, there's no way I'm eating until 8:30 tonight, but we ended up having to make a quick quesadilla.
There you go.
She did have the same dress.
I know, it's so close.
Wow. You got a red dress? Thank you.
They each have their own color.
Here we go. There. We'll move it right now. Oh, these are their own. Ooh.
So
There's your sister.
That's my sister.
Oh, doesn't. She looks so different now.
We saw her at Rockford College. Like pastor, window class. So it's bright blonde.
Just remind me to take this off mute.
Yeah.
I think they're on mute.
Yeah, because you can see.
Oh wait, there's somebody
There's
moving.
someone new.
Hi. There's someone moving. You can see all you see is his window.
I don't want everybody to see me.
I want the Google guy.
And maybe he'll teach us how to do that.
I don't know. This is so bizarre.
See how it's turned green now?
It's just bizarre. Oh, you have paper. Do you need pen? Oh my gosh. If I had a classroom, I'd video chat with one of my friends' classrooms.
Wouldn't that be so cool? Or your big kids can video chat with my little kids.
Yeah, but then you have to go to a different district.
Why?
All right, everybody, it's 6:58, so we're going to wait just a little bit to make sure everybody gets logged in on time and everything. So take your time as you get in, and looks like we're about filled up with the participants. There's 8 of us, so we got a couple more spots, and then everybody else will just have to watch. I did just send out the first chat in the Hangout extension, so if you got that, then go ahead and respond, and just go and type in hi or hello or whatever to make sure everybody's working with it. If you don't see that chat taking place, just let me know, and we can let me see what's going on.
Whoa, how do I get my microphone unmuted? Am I still muted?
Nope, you're on.
Okay. Well, it said it was muted, so this is all new to us.
Yep. Well, that's fine. It's a pretty fun tool to use. It's really an interesting way to do big meetings and stuff, and it's definitely a cool presentation tool. It has its limitations. Like only allowing 10 people in is kind of a bummer, but it is a neat tool to definitely get used to and to be able to take advantage of.
Remember, don't touch my screen.
Yeah.
What's all this? Showcase.
Oh no. Oh, sex. What do you do to make anything sparkly?
But that's so
I'm disgusting. I'm a good nerd. Should we like to make things sparkly?
hey, oh, music for so right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what the? Why did I get to you like that?
I'm going to paste the sign-in link in the Hangout chat. So if you want to click on that and just acknowledge that you're here, you can open up the Google form and hit submit, and that way I can give everybody credit for attending.
Oops. Is that what I have to do? Oh.
Let's do your email everything.
Oh, well, let's ask. Where'd he go? There he is. What do you want to do for Carissa and I? Do
You can submit it twice. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Or once with both names. It doesn't matter.
We'll just do once with both names. We'll do it that way.
It shows up in the same spreadsheet. So.
We just didn't want both our names.
And I'll remember you guys were attending because you guys were definitely the most excited out of everybody so far.
Hey, you gotta have fun.
That's right. That's right. What's PD if it's not fun, right? Boring. Snoozing.
We sometimes get in trouble when we're together, though, in classes. So
I would never have guessed that. I could never have. Just in the 10 minutes we've been on, I would have never guessed that.
I'm trying to be good.
Mr. Black's not here, so it would be good.
He's the one who has in trouble.
I even told Dave about it. He got me in trouble. No.
All right, everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take over controls here. So on my end, on the control room here, I'm going to mute you guys, Cheryl and Chris. Sorry about that, but that way I'm going to mute everybody so that way I can kind of go ahead and get going. And if you want to ask a question or whatever, just either type it in the chat or you can actually just unmute yourself if you're participating and ask away. I have no problem with that whatsoever. But I think it's about time to get going. So I was lucky, I guess. Well, first of all, welcome everybody to the Google Educator training. My name is Ben Songroth, as you guys have all been introduced to me via email and all of that. I am the Director of Technology at Morrison High School, or for the Morrison School District in Morrison, Illinois. And if you're not familiar with where Morrison is, well then shame on you not knowing your geography of small towns in northwestern Illinois. We are a small community close to the Iowa border. We're only about 15 minutes away from Iowa. About 4,000 strong. We have 1,100 students in the district. We are pre-K through 12 with that 1,100 kids. We are full one-to-one that we implemented for the first time this year. Every student grades 3 through 12 has a Chromebook, and every student grades K through 2 has an iPad. So we have kind of across the board, we have different devices in and out of the building. We operate at a pretty high level with those devices. As the Director of Technology, I'm actually in charge of all professional development as far as technology goes with my staff. So I plan and organize and also conduct PD throughout the school year with my staff. So not only do I wear the Director of Technology hat, but I also wear the kind of the instructional coach, if you will, hat for the district too. So it's a lot. It's a big responsibility, but it's a lot of fun. I'm setting up our summer trainings right now, and looking at about 50 hours of PD that I'm going to do personally for our staff if they want to take advantage of it. So just a little bit of background on myself. I'm 28. I actually don't live in Morrison. I live in Sterling, Illinois, which is just right down the road. I was a high school history teacher for 3.5 years until they offered me the Director of Tech role. So I've been in that job for 1.5 years now, and time has certainly flown. I was the one that implemented the one-to-one and kind of planned and did everything for that. So that's kind of my baby right now. Yeah, I graduated the University of Indianapolis in 2009, and then I got my master's degree from the University of Illinois in 2013. So I've been around a lot of stuff in this crazy ride, even though I'm a pretty young professional. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot of trainings. This is the third go-around for the Google Educator training. The first 2 sessions were pretty successful, I'd say. We got lots of positive feedback. It was really a lot of fun. I got great comments from people that really said they learned a lot about the tools and that they were able to take what they learned on this and really grow as Google educators. So that's kind of my background. I look forward to meeting all of you as we go throughout this process, because it's a pretty fun process. We're going to be together for the next 6 weeks or so, and we kind of get to know each other pretty well. I do mainly what happens in the Hangouts is it becomes more of a presentation tool. because of the not so interactive features of Google Hangout. It's interactive with the people that are in, but the people that are viewing, it's not quite as interactive. So, you know, it becomes more of a presentation tool, and in that I will be demonstrating things and then fielding questions from you guys as we go. But it is a fun course. I enjoy it a lot. I think that you guys will learn a lot no matter what your skill level with Google is. If you've been using it for a little while, like some of you have, I think that I've designed it in such a way that you're going to take it to hopefully the next level. You're going to be exposed to using Google's content. So I wish I could take claim for the content, but I can't. It's Google's. I think when you read through that content, you're going to pick up stuff that you didn't know. I know I did when I've taken it. I've really enjoyed this class. I think it's fun, and I think the secondary skills that you guys are going to learn, like learning how to do a good screencast, posting to YouTube, sharing videos with people, and then just using Google Groups. All of that stuff is very powerful as well. So I hope that you'll get a good use of your money, that you'll enjoy the class, and that we'll have a good time together. I will put this disclaimer out. Apparently, just like a couple weeks ago, Google decided to take down the Google Educator exams. But don't fret. They're going to be back out at the end of June, not too far after this class is over with. They might even call it a different certification. It's going to still be there, but it maybe just might be called Google Educator. They don't know. They haven't released it yet. They have not changed the content, though. So I'm prepping you based on the content, and that's what I did with the previous exams anyways, because there's no way for me to know. Even though I've taken the test myself, I am a Google Educator. I don't know what the question bank's like, or I can't just sit here and tell you and spoon feed you every quiz or every question that's on the exams anyways. So what I do is, like any good teacher, is I teach to the content, and then I hope that you guys will be able to then grow from there, from that big foundation that you get, and you'll be able to become familiar enough with the Google tools to pass the tests in whatever format they come at the end of June. So that's the disclaimer, but I think that either way you will be prepared. And I think that actually the best way that I've seen in talking to people that have taken this test or this class is not even to really go, class ends June 9th, take test June 10th. I don't think that's the best approach. I think class ends June 9th and then wait 2-3 weeks and play with the tools longer and grow more familiar with them and more in depth with them, and then take the test. I think that's the best way to do it anyways, and the way that Google's delaying the exams, I think might be to your benefit anyway. So I wanted to throw that out there to start. It is a little bit of a bummer, but it's not, like I said, I think it's actually for the better, and I think it'll be for your betterment. So so as far as this class goes, what's going to happen is we're going to base this on the 5 modules that Google requires for their certification process. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 module a week. Tonight we will launch the Gmail module. Next week we will have we will have an optional Hangout on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And every Wednesday thereafter, except for I do have to make one change, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Not next week, but the week after. We got the #1 seed in the regional for the baseball regional, and we play at 7 o'clock that night. So I'm not going to be able to hang out with everybody that night, so we're going to have to push that to Thursday. I changed it on the schedule, but I wanted to make the announcement to everybody here. I'll send another announcement out after the class tonight, but I do have to push that back. Now, those Hangouts are all optional. They're all also recorded. And so this right now is being recorded, and then after we're done, I'm going to hit this thing that says Stop Broadcast, and it'll actually upload the video to YouTube. And later tonight, I'll send the link out to everybody via the Google group. And if you missed the class for whatever reason, something came up, or you just didn't want to attend because you were busy or you're tired or whatever, you can watch and see what we talked about. I found, and I think that people have found, that those optional Hangouts are really powerful. We do a lot of really good learning, and there's good discussion, there's good questions, and then I try to present on different aspects of that particular module that I find interesting, or something that maybe people often overlook, something that were on the exams that I wanted to point out to you, maybe different parts of the module that you may need to get more familiar with before you go ahead and prep yourself for the exams. So that's kind of going to be the format. It'll be every Wednesday except for 2 weeks from tonight, and then also the last one is going to be on a Tuesday. That's June 9th. And the reason why it's not on a Wednesday is because June 10th is my birthday. And while I would like to hang out with all of you on my birthday at 7 o'clock, I think I might be able to find something a little bit crazier to do at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night. Not much on a Wednesday night, but my mind is set on a boat and perhaps fishing that night. So we'll see. My fiance might speak different to that, but that's my idea. So that's on a Tuesday as well. But other than that, we'll go Wednesdays for the other 4 sessions. It's a fun class, like I said, and I think you'll enjoy it. And the great thing about this is you're going to get 20 PDCs if you complete everything. So if you complete the modules by completing the projects that are assigned at the end of every one, you are hanging out with us tonight, and you hang out with me on that last Tuesday night, June 9th. You get 20 PDCs, which is 1/5 of your recertification PDCs. Woo! Okay, so that's great. So if you're up for recertification, this is going to knock a lot of those out of the park. And I think that's pretty awesome. So that's kind of the class setup. We're going to go Gmail first, Docs and Drive second. I'm sorry, Gmail first, Calendar second, Docs and Drive third, Google Sites fourth, and then you get to pick between 2 different Chrome electives, either Chromebooks or Chrome, or Google Play if you wanted to do that one as well. I don't have that one particularly set up because I think that Chrome is more powerful than Google Play, although I did just really experience Google Play for the first time this last week, and it's awesome. But I don't know. It's up to you. If you want me to develop a module for Google Play when we get to that point, I most certainly will. That's completely up to you. But that being said, what I want to do is kind of explore through a little bit here and take you through some things, maybe demo a couple of items. Show you through the Google Educator training site, so that way you can see where all of the content's coming from. And then we'll open up with talking about how the Google group works, and then how to use a good screencast, and setting up your YouTube channel, and then we'll go from there. So it should take about next 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll roll through it. And if anybody has any questions at any time, feel free to send them in. This has already gone far more smooth than before, so that's great. I sent the sign-up sheet out through the Hangout. I'm going to paste that in there again, just in case a couple of people have joined and have not been able to sign in yet. Please sign in so that way you can get credit for the class tonight. One of the great things about Hangouts is I have the ability to share my screen with everybody, and so I'm going to do that right now so you guys can see what I'm seeing. I operate in a world of 2 monitors when I'm at home, so this is actually my second monitor. And when I'm at work, I operate in the super nerd model of 3 monitors because you can just never have too many. And if you have the capability, then why not? Okay, so this is the Google for Education training site. I will paste this link into the Hangout as well, so that way if you want to click on that, and you can look through it with me, or you can just watch me here. Okay, this is where we go to find the certifications. If you wanted to click through the basics, you can. It's pretty simple. This is the disclaimer from Google saying about the tests and how they will be released at the end of June. Okay, but here are the lessons. Okay, and so this is what we've based a lot of the modules off of, or what I have based actually all of the modules off of. So you can see Gmail, Calendar, Sites, Docs, and Drive. You can see that you have the advanced sessions up over here. So if I click on Advanced Gmail, okay, it's going to take me to the lessons that Google has set up for Gmail. Okay, over to the left-hand side, you can see that Gmail actually has an introduction and a basics. I suggest, and I put this in every single module, that really what I've based a lot of the screencasts on and the projects that you have to do for this class, they're based on the advanced content. However, if you are new to Google, and you have not experienced it too much, I highly suggest going to the basics site and just scrolling through here. Each module, each lesson has a time on it, and don't freak out when you see 15 minutes, because a lot of them don't take 15 minutes. You don't probably need 15 minutes on how to compose and send a message, but there is some cool things in here that you can pick up. Okay, so my suggestion is to, if you are a pretty, if you're there with Google but you want to go to the next level, just skim through the basics, see if you can pick some things up, if you need to. But the meat and potatoes is really in the advanced lessons. Okay, and I don't think any of these particularly take 10 to 15 minutes to go through, but I based the PDC credit on how long it would take if it took you all their allotted time. So that's where you get the 20 hours from, is from the advanced lessons. and their time slots that they have. So this is where we will go. So for example, when you have to do the Gmail training, okay, you'll be asked to create a series of screencasts, and they will come from these different lessons. Okay, my suggestion is that you have 2 monitors. Not necessarily 2 monitors on your computer, but you have like a Chromebook up, or if you have an iPad that has the content on it, and then have your computer next to you, and actually practice or look at inside of Gmail or Calendar or whatever you're in what this is talking about. Okay, so as I'm going through here and looking at what these different message categories are, I want to be able to have open up my Gmail account so I can see what they're talking about. I think that's a very useful and really a positive piece of advice that I can give you early on, is make sure you just try to have it in 2 different locations, so that way you can practice what you're preaching or what you're reading about. I've given this suggestion out for every time I've given this training. This will be the 3rd time. And so I think that and a lot of good feedback about it, so I think that you guys should really take advantage of that. Sorry, hang on. So this is the resource website here, and you can see that there's actually a lot of cool other stuff over here that Google has put out for different trainings and things. So when you're done with this class, this is a really nice website to bookmark and go back to and really learn a lot more about a lot of the other Google tools. One of the things that I did want to talk about was that the Docs and Drive, if you go down here and you can see it, for the exams or the courses, the Docs and Drive one is really long. Okay, there are 7 different lessons to go through. Now the basic ones are pretty easy; they're not very long at all. Okay, and really the Advanced Docs Suite one is not very long at all either. So don't get too freaked out by that. But it is the longest one out of all of them, and it will take you the longest. So that's the one that I kind of prepped, and I had to make 4 different screencasts because I could not figure out exactly how to narrow it down from that. But we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay, and you can see the electives are actually really short. The Advanced Chrome browser is not very long, and the basic Chromebooks are not very long. So those are kind of a reprieve at the end of the module. So this is the training site. So I would suggest bookmarking it if you have to, or if you need to. I also provide all the links for everything in here. So, you know, every time I send out the module or the assignment after the Hangout, or actually I release it before the Hangout, so that way in case people have any questions, the links to the different content are in every module, so you don't have to worry about that. You know, it's a really smooth working website. It works really well, and I think you'll really find a lot of great content inside of there, no matter what your level of Google is. I just refreshed before I started teaching this class back in January. I went through and read through all the content again, and I even picked up on a lot of stuff, and I've been using Google every day for about 2 years now, and I still picked up on some new stuff. So it's really, really good stuff, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's not boring. So you know, I think you'll like it. So that's the content area. Again, if anybody has any questions as we're going through this, type them into the Hangout or send me a note even in the group chat on the participant side of things, and I can respond to that. Okay, so that's the Google training website. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, and some of the people that joined a little bit late, which was fine, no problem on that. You guys got to experience the Google group. I invited everybody to join the Google group. Okay, and so I wanted to explain a little bit about how the Google group works. Okay, so the Google group sets up as a forum for our group. It also creates and sends out mass emails for our group. So every time I make a post, it sends you out an email, or it sends everybody out an email. If you were in the Google group and replied to said post, it will send everybody out an email. And so it allows for people to go back and forth with each other, but it also allows you to get to a whole mass of people all at once if you want to. One of the things that I was considering for this class was transitioning to Google Classroom, but because Google Classroom does not incorporate outside domains, I couldn't do that. And so the Google group just made sense. So the Google group is going to be our central location for everything, but I also use email to communicate everything out, and then I also have a website, a Google site that I created that will have all of the modules and all of the recap videos posted to it. Okay, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. But just to take you on a little tour around Google Groups, because one of the things that I like to do in this class is just show you guys practical things that you can use in your classroom. Because it doesn't make sense for me to give PD on any level, even on this one where you're fully immersed in the Google tools. I want to show you guys how it will apply to you in the classroom, or how you, if you're an administrator or if you're a coach, how you can teach your teachers these different tools as well. And Google Groups is one of those tools. We've got a lot of teachers at Morrison that are actually using Google Groups a lot. And we as a district are using Google Groups a lot as well. I actually have Google Groups set up for every single class and every single school. So every grad year has its own Google Group. So when teachers want to email, or the class sponsor wants to email all the juniors about coming to a prom meeting or something like that, they can just type in 2016 students at morrisonschools.org and send all juniors an email. And that's a Google group. And it's all archived inside of the Google group. So this is our Google group here. And you can see that people have actually been in here and viewing it. And that means that they viewed it outside of their email. So even though I've made the post, okay, some of you have actually come in here and looked around a little bit. And that's awesome. I'm very happy with that. So this is our class here. And you can see my post. This is the one I just recently sent out with the link to the event tonight. Okay, and then all I have to do to create a new topic is click here. It opens up. It looks very similar to an email or something like that. I can put links in. And once I send that out, I post that, it'll join the rest of these, and it'll all go to everybody that's in the group as an email. Some of the things that's kind of neat about this is it actually creates its own group email. So if you wanted to create, and you can customize that a little bit, but if you were to type in May/Google or Google Educator training at googlegroups.com, you would actually send out a group email to everybody just by typing that into the email address bar. This is something that we do at Morrison a lot. I know one way, and I'm probably going to get a phone call since I forgot to send stats out when I got home from my game tonight, but I just made a Google group that was sportsmedia at morrisonschools.org. I added in all of the newspapers and radio stations and sent that email out to everybody. And so I just have to type in one email address, and it sends out to everyone. You do have to make sure that groups is enabled for your domain. And so if you're on a school domain, sometimes tech directors that are new at setting up Google domains, that's one thing that often gets overlooked. And so just make sure if you don't have access to groups, maybe just go ahead and say, hey, to your tech director, be nice, maybe bring him some cookies. We all like cookies. So that's something that I go ahead and ask them to get that taken care of for you. All right. Let's see. What else do I want to show you inside the Google group? Not much. It's pretty straightforward. You can really just check your members out here. Go to manage, and this is how you will add them. You can either invite or direct add. You can see your join request depending on how you set it up. It's a very simple tool to be able to go through and use, but it's very powerful. And there are all sorts of Google groups out there for you to join that can give you all sorts of professional information too. There's lots of good threads and discussion boards out there for you to do. So that's our Google group. You can go back into this at any time if you click on the link that I sent out in the introduction email, and you can go ahead and click through that information. So that's the Google group. The next steps are kind of more housekeeping matters. What I want you guys to do, part of this class, is becoming comfortable in creating screencasts. As I was developing this course, I was trying to figure out a way to do like a content check. And I couldn't really think, I didn't want you guys to write papers or do anything like that because, there's a reason why I got out of teaching, and it's because I didn't really enjoy grading papers all that much. If there was a way to teach and not grade papers, then teaching becomes the greatest job in the world. Not that it's not a great job anyways, but grading was for me, as a history teacher and especially an AP history teacher, papers were my nightmare to get through. And it was one of the things that I was really not very good about staying on top of because it just never intrigued me. I could teach all day. I just did not want to do those papers when it came down to it. So with that being said, I found the easiest way to do that would be to make you guys comfortable conducting screencasts. Okay, so I sent one of those out earlier today, one of my screencasts that I actually just made today on how to use the Hangout extension. And so that was able to give you guys maybe a sense and a feel on what a solid screencast can look like. I thought it was okay. I don't know. You guys might have a different view on it, but I thought it was all right. It was fairly good for the short amount of time it took me to make it. So to do that, what you need to do, oh, thank you for the comment, Will. Appreciate that. In order to do that, I used an app or an extension called Screencastify. And Screencastify is free. There has been some trouble with some domains and everything on getting it to work. I have another screencast ready to go, actually, to send out at the end of this one for you guys on how to use Screencastify and how to set it up for your domain, because that was something last session that some people had trouble with. And so I will send that out, but it is a very easy tool to use. And what I'm looking for is when you're giving these screencasts, okay, I'm going to set you out a set of topics. Usually it's about 4 different things that I want you guys to demonstrate for me. The trick is you're not doing it for me. You are actually making these for yourself and for your staff members, your colleagues, and your students. Okay, so one of the things that I really, you can do it, it's fine, but one of the things I want you guys to do is to gear those not as a content check, but as an instructional tool, if that makes sense. So I don't want you guys to say, all right, this is how I open up an email message. This is how I create a contact group. This is how I do this. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is you to get on there and say, all right, folks, this is how you compose an email, and go through the steps of composing an email. All right, great. Now we're going to transition on to a Hangout. Okay, so you're making these to share with people. That's the ultimate goal that I have. When you're done with this, you will create, let me do math real quick. It's hard for me. I was a history teacher. 3, 6, 9, 12 different screencasts on the Google Tools. Okay, so you'll come away with around, it'll end up being probably 45 minutes of instructional screencasts to share with people. And I think you'll really find, I've got a lot of great feedback on them. People were kind of reserved at first, and that's fine. That's normal. Okay, I have one staff member that I did this with at my own high school, and she was like, Ben, I don't want anybody to see this on YouTube. And I said, that's fine, but I still want you to learn how to post things to YouTube because that's still an important quality. You just unlist it. But I encourage you guys to put them out there for the public, because that way you can share them with staff members, you can share them with family, you can share them with friends. It's something that I want you guys to own and be proud of. All right? So with that being said, what you need to do is set up a YouTube channel. Now, while I have like 6 different Chrome profiles, unfortunately I've got a YouTube channel set up on nearly every one. So what I'm going to do is just kind of walk you through a little bit of what a Chrome profile looks like, so that way you guys can see it. And when you go to set it up, it's very easy, I promise. So all you have to do is go to YouTube. This is always the part that concerns me when I open this up, is what is YouTube going to recommend for me when I go to youtube.com. It looks like we got a pretty decent, some SNL stuff, and then, yeah, my boat motor, that's good. I feel like they're making fun of me on this. Like, yeah, we know your boat motor sucks, and you've been looking at YouTube for a lot of trying ways to figure out to fix your boat motor, so here's more. Baseball, oh, good, and then Frozen. That's exciting. Cartoons, because who doesn't like cartoons? Anyways, I digress. When you're in your Chrome profile, YouTube should pick up who you are, because Google and YouTube are one and the same. So up here you should see either your picture or your avatar that you have uploaded. You're going to want to click on that, and then down here it's going to say set up my YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to my channel so that way you guys can see what it looks like. And once you're in this screen, it's really quick. It just asks you how old you are and if you're a male or female. And that's all you have to fill out. And it's hit or miss. I've seen it a couple of times where some people set it up when they say they only ask you what your birthday is, like the day, so you would put June 10th. But then some of them it asks, for year as well. So I'm not sure if that's just something that they newly did or, what. But that's very easy. That's all you have to do to set up your channel. And then it's here. And the great thing about using Screencastify is that it can automatically upload to YouTube for you. You just have to pick your profile out and your channel out when you do that. So this is very simple. Here's my channel. Yeah, you can see I've got the previous Hangouts from the last session on there. Some of these videos that I have sent out to everybody. Yes, that is a great face that I am making in that one. That was our whenever the broadcast starts, it captures my face, and apparently I was doing something, talking to somebody or whatever. Anyways, so clicking around your YouTube channel, you can see what videos you have, playlists, other channels that you have done, and then there's some really cool stuff in here that you can grow and learn. You have your video manager, which allows you to edit and delete videos. You can actually edit your videos inside of YouTube, including adding annotations, audio inside of Creator Studio. So it's really, it's really neat that if you wanted to actually edit and cut and clip and add stuff, like I'm going to take out that .webm on this one, you can actually do all that inside of Creator Studio on YouTube now. So you don't have to use WeVideo or iMovie. I mean, obviously iMovie is above and beyond awesome, but this allows a simple area to edit and enhance videos inside of YouTube. So all you have to do again to create your YouTube channel is to click on your picture or your avatar and click set up YouTube channel. So very simple stuff there. Now a little bit about Screencastify. This video right here actually will detail this in much more in depth, and it'll go in a little bit. But when you add Screencastify to your Chrome profile, you'll get a little up here. You can see, well, you can barely see it because it's camo, so it blended in. But it's a little film strip looking thing, and if you click on that, it'll open it up and it'll say Record Screencast. One thing I suggest, and I put this in the video, but I want to really emphasize it, is that you make sure that you are capturing the desktop. Okay? Don't capture just the tab. A lot of rookies, and it's fine. If you do it, I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm going to actually listen to a little bit of your screencast to make sure you're doing things right. Okay, but if you click tab, it will only record the current tab that you're on. And then if you were to select like another one, like this, it would still be recording this tab in the background, and nothing would be recorded on what you're looking at on your screen. So that's something to really consider, is to make sure you're recording your desktop. Okay, if you want to get fancy, you can embed a webcam here, and that will actually open up a webcam in the bottom right-hand corner while you're doing it. So, a lot of, maybe you want to have your face down there in the bottom right-hand corner talking to people. Maybe makes it a little more personable. I don't know, up to you. Okay, but those are my really quick suggestions or quick tips and tricks on Screencastify. You don't have to use Screencastify. If you've got another program that you like to use, I know when I'm making my professional ones for work, my work computer has Camtasia on it, and it's a pretty expensive program. It's $99, but it's worth it if you are going to make a lot of them. I really like it. Snagit is out there as well. That's an okay one. I've had some issues with it, but it does work. It has like only a free trial period, and then you might have to pay for it. One that we had a lot of issues with in a previous session was Jing, because it downloads videos into Flash format, and YouTube doesn't accept SW4 files. So if you know how to convert those, by all means, you're used to using Jing, then go ahead and do it. Excuse me, but Jing really did not work out well for the person a couple of months ago when we were trying to go through it. We spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get the videos uploaded, and just could not figure it out. So Screencastify to me is the easiest option. It's free, it works well, it syncs right with YouTube most of the time, and so that's what I suggest for you guys to use. Now, if you have issues with it, then one of the other options is just fine. Actually, QuickTime, that almost everybody on the planet has now on their computer, and it's a free download. QuickTime actually allows you to do a screencast as well, and I've created a few with that, and it's fairly straightforward. It's just a couple of clicks and you're recording your screen. So that is my suggestion to everybody. After that, I will post, I guess, the next thing on the list, and I'm almost out of stuff to talk about, so that's exciting for everybody, because who wants to just continually listen to my voice over and over again on a Wednesday night? This is our training site, and I will share my screen with you guys again and then share the link out with you guys. I will do my best to keep this updated. Like I said, it's not too fancy, but it will be a place to post all of the modules and videos once they're all done. Okay. Go through. No, that's still the training site. Don't click on that. That's the incorrect one. My paste did not work. This is the one that we are looking for. Okay, so you can go in here. This is my Google site that I made. You'll click on May Google Educator Training, and then the modules will be here. Okay, and the Gmail module actually has already been made. I did this very rapidly today, and here's a quick little demonstration of how to add a link inside of a Google site, since I apparently screwed this up and didn't post that. There we go, and we're better now. Okay, so the Gmail module, you click onto that, and it will load the Google Doc here with the module, and then I will post down here below the YouTube video after it's done recording next week. I will post this Hangout on here as well. Okay, to see what this looks like in full go is the March one. Now I set up page level permissions because I don't want you guys to work ahead. And so I don't want to expose everything that I've done all at once. But for example, this is what a finished product will look like. So here's the calendar module, and then here's the Hangout that I recorded for that module. So that way it gives you kind of guys a one-stop shop to get where you need to go. Okay? And I will, like I said, I will update these periodically, or after every week. I will send out every module, though, via the email. Oh, man. That did not work. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff, was it just the site that you couldn't get to, or was it the actual document that was not open? Nope, it's the doc. Got it. Rookie mistake. Hang on. Public on the web. Save. All right. Reload your browser. There you go. You should be good now. That's my mistake. I did that last time too. Rookie mistake in Google, even though I've been using it all the time. Okay. So, well, there we go. Thank you for pointing that out before I sent this out and had everybody complaining, and not just you. So I appreciate that. So that's our next step anyways, is to talk about the Gmail module. I will post that in the chat here, or you guys can look at it on the site. You can actually click that link down at the bottom, and it will take you to it. Okay, or you can just watch the screen as well. All right, so here is our Gmail training activity. 3 screencasts, okay, and detailing a few of these things. Now, some of this stuff may seem kind of simple, but you know, I wanted to incorporate everything. I wanted to make useful screencasts that hit on a lot of the stuff inside of Gmail. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to create 3 screencasts. I put a time limit on there of 2.5 minutes. That's tough, and 2.5 to 3 minutes. I understand that, but please try to stick to that 4-minute mark at max. The reason I say that is because a good screencast shouldn't go much longer than 4 to 5 minutes, or else you bore your audience. Okay, nobody sits there and wants to watch 15 minutes on Gmail at once. They want quick hitter. We live in an information now type age. I don't want to waste my time on a 10-minute video. I want my information in 4 to 5 minutes. Now, if you record one and it's 7 minutes long, and you're like, oh my gosh, he's never going to accept that. He said he wanted 4 to 5 minutes. No, submit it. It's fine. I'm just suggesting, okay? That is not a problem. If you go over, you go over. It's perfectly okay. All right? Don't fret. Because there's going to be a lot, and you're going to talk a lot. I promise you, your first ones are going to be a lot of talking. Okay? So these are the things that we're looking for. Like I said, I put in the links here, so you can click on these, and you can go to the training website, and it'll take you to the advanced and to the basic lessons. Okay, so your first screencast, these are the things that I'm looking for. Creating and sending a new message. Okay, seems simple, but newbies to Gmail, they need to learn how to do that. Okay, then the next thing that's pretty cool is how to add labels, star emails, and organize your inbox. That organize your inbox is kind of a vague one, and that's important. I put that in there for a reason, because I want you guys to show me how you, or show your viewers how you can organize your inbox, because everybody's different. Okay, and then the last one is how to use the search bar to look for messages. All things that you'll learn about in the content if you don't already know how to do them. Second screencast, how to create and set up a Google contact group. Okay, this one's important. This is not a Google group. Okay, this is not this. Okay, this is inside of Gmail. So I'll open my Gmail up here, and a little spoiler alert on how to do that. If you don't know how to do that yet, okay, this is where it's at. If you go up to Gmail and you click on this, and you click on Contacts, now you go to contacts.google.com. This is a new thing from Google. They just updated this a couple of weeks ago. But this is where I want you guys to create a new contact group. Okay, is in here. You do that by clicking the plus button, or that's how you create a new contact. But you want to create a new group over here, and that's what I want you guys to demonstrate for your viewers. Okay, so not a Google group, but a Google contact group. Okay, slightly different, actually vastly different. Then the last thing is how to make a video call in Hangouts. Okay, so talk about how to do chat and how to make a video call. Okay. The third video, and this is a pretty standard one. This is what I like to put in all the modules, is teacher tips and tricks. This is a quick one-hit wonder, 1 minute and 30 seconds, something awesome that you learned about. It could be something from one of the first 2 screencasts. That's fine, but I encourage you to go out and about and find something new. And just a 1 minute 30 screencast detailing something that teachers maybe didn't know Gmail could do for them and how to do it. Okay, so fairly easy. I think you guys will enjoy those. They're fun, and I get a lot of good feedback from the first one because people look at Gmail and they're like, "Ah, Gmail, it's easy." Well, actually, you can do so much in Gmail if you're not used to it. It's so powerful, like almost everything that Google has. So the next step is once you've created all of your screencasts, you're actually going to use this Google Gmail submission form that I've set up here and linked. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to type in your name and you're going to type in your Gmail address for this course, and then you're just going to paste your YouTube links inside of these 3 cells, and then hit submit. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to organize everybody's projects, okay, and everything that you submit. Now for this class, what I do is I'm going to watch a bunch of them. I might not watch all of them because that's it takes me about probably 4 to 5 hours to get through everybody's screencast, and I can only watch people composing and sending a message in Gmail so many times before it's just just out of my mind bored. But what I will do is I will skim through them, I will watch some of them, I will give you feedback on them. Okay, maybe not be on every single one, but I will send you an email out that says, here's your feedback, nice job, you did well on these. What I found is when the first class that I did, I gave feedback on every single video. And it came down to the point where I didn't really know how many ways I could say nice job or well done because everybody was nailing it. And so, it's like, all right, every student's getting an A in the class. I just keep saying, well done, well done, well done, and positive reinforcement is nice, but to a point you're like, all right, is this guy even watching them? And I'm like, yes, I'm actually watching these things. So I'm still going to do that for you guys. I'm still going to give you guys positive feedback. I'm still going to watch them, okay? But it won't be individualized feedback for every single video anymore because I just feel like it didn't end up being as necessary as I kind of thought it was because everybody else, if you even think that you're, not confident in these and you say, Ben, I really want you to watch this to see if I'm doing this correctly, then that's fine. Just make a note of that when you submit the video, and I will definitely pay attention to it. I'm still going to watch them. I'm just not going to give you individualized feedback on every single video. Okay? So, still going to check them out, and I will give you feedback when I get to viewing them. It'll just come in its own separate email. It usually takes me, especially now with baseball going on, even though baseball season will kind of wane itself out as the year goes on. Hopefully we'll make a postseason run, but it is what it is. And so by the end of the class, I may not have as much baseball stuff to occupy my time. But I am very busy doing all sorts of things. But I will get them back within the week. So you submit them next Wednesday, then I will get them back to you before the following Wednesday is up. Okay? So use that form to submit your screencasts, and we will go from there. All right. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. It's 7:48, so that's not too bad. Let me check my agenda real fast just to make sure I've hit on everything. Yeah, that's it. So I hope, if you have any questions, please ask them right now. Send me an email. Hit me up on chat. If you guys aren't used to Hangouts yet, sorry, my contact's drying out a little bit on me. Let me show you real quick where that's at. If you're not a chat person yet, this will change your life. Kind of stealing a little bit from my next one. But over here, you can see that some of you guys are actually in green already. Those are people that I've chatted with before. Okay, and this is really a nice way to just, if I wanted to send Don a message, well, it's going to open up in my Hangout extension over here. But I'm usually online all the time at school. And so if you have a quick question or you want to send me something, just find me on chat, send me a message, and usually I'm at my computer and I'll be able to answer it pretty quickly. So feel free to always reach out, email me, whenever, chat if you're having issues. I am always available to help out. I cannot stress that enough, that I want you guys to do well in this, and I want you guys to really learn a lot about the tools. And so always reach out if you're struggling, if you need help. I've answered I've had people call me and answer a phone call. I have gone on individual hangouts with people to walk them through things that they were struggling with. And so I really encourage you guys to not hesitate. Before you get super frustrated, reach out. Let me help you get there, because I have a lot of experience with this, and I really want to make sure that everybody has a positive experience in this class as well. So I want to be available for you guys. That being said, I'm done for the night. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm going to put that meeting sign up back into the Hangout again, just to make sure that if anybody needs it, if you got in a little bit late or you didn't sign in, go ahead and click that and type your name in, so that way you get credit for attending the meeting tonight. So that's it. Next week, I do have another Wednesday night game. I scheduled all these. We never have games on Wednesday night. Morrison is like this, it's not really a super Christian community, but it's pretty churchy community, I should say. And Wednesday nights is still church night. And so the high school is like, no games on Wednesdays. And then all of a sudden now I got 2 on back-to-back nights after I scheduled these Hangouts. I should be home again, but if it is running, a little bit behind or whatever, I will send everybody an email out, let everybody know that I'm going to push the start time back to 7:10 if necessary, but we should be good to go at 7 o'clock. I might just be running in right at the buzzer again, but maybe it'll be like tonight and we'll win in an hour and 20 minutes and I can get home and actually eat dinner beforehand. So, all right, I said I was done talking about 3 minutes ago, and here I am still talking, but I am officially done. So thank you guys for attending tonight. I believe I've covered everything. If you have any questions, just type them in the chat. If not, you are all free to log out and enjoy the rest of your evening. So thank you very much for signing up to take the class, and have a great night. Yeah, Brad, I'll send it out here shortly. I'll send it out via the Google group, and so that way you guys can have that video out on the screencast. So, yep, I'll take care of that here just in a bit.